Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Wednesday, April 29th, Fed Day. So we have Fed announcements coming out this afternoon. That's going to be interesting. Probably volatile, but not directional, I would expect. But it's nonetheless, it's coming out. Earlier before that, we get a little bit of news. We got durable goods at 8:30, housing starts and permits. We got international trade, retail, wholesale inventories, all that stuff happening right at 8:30 in a few minutes. Mortgage apps came out early on this morning. They were on the weak side, not weak side. They were, I would say, yes, flat. Flat is better to say. There's not much going on that section. Then, of course, at 2 o'clock, we get the Fed announcement and the press conference. And of course, it's going to be a bunch of, I think that's going to be the last one for Powell. And he's going to pretty much after that retire, but then they're going to have wars in there instead. So that's kind of where they are right now. So that's the news situation. So 8:30 we have news, and then we got 2 o'clock we get news, and that's about it. Now the market's just kind of in a holding pattern, not going higher, not going lower. We had a little pullback yesterday from the highs, but not follow through to the downside, which was very positive, like that. I was concerned after you see if from the high a pullback like we did yesterday. I always get concerned about the follow through to the downside. There was none of that. They had to run out of gas here at the 71.45s, and that was it. That doesn't mean they can't keep going today. Now oil is to the upside, so it definitely looks like there is some friction going on in the Iranian situation. Oil is trading higher. We'll see if there's anything out there. I mean, I hear stuff about it, but I mean, nothing has really materialized which would cause it to run higher. But they're gonna have to figure something out there pretty quick. They're dragging that thing out right now, I think. I don't know what's going on with it, but time to finish it off, right? Yeah, right now it's I would just start off range bound, and I would just watch for the headlines. If a positive or negative headline comes out on the Iranian situation, probably get a little bit of whipsaw. At 2 o'clock, we're going to get some action for sure. 8:30, we get some action. Could be interesting, depending on durable goods. I think durable goods is a big deal. So watching for that number. But yeah, pretty much. And if you look at the bigger picture, we made new highs. We had to move out of the middle. We just stalled right up here. We cut off the buying now right now at 7,200. We're backing off a bit. So this is a typical profile type development. It's cut off the buying, pulling back, cut off the selling. And we had another attempt to take it higher. This now doesn't look like a move out of the middle to the upside. It looks more like a pushing the edges to the upside again. So I think we're in a stage 3 on the profile when it comes to the F1 here. So we're building value going sideways. And the F2 and the half-hour chart, we're pretty much range bound as well as going sideways. We've been slowly grinding higher, but I would say that we're pretty much in the stage 3 there as well. So we'll be looking for a new catalyst to push us higher or push us lower for the next move out of the middle. And who knows which that's going to be. We also have a ton of earnings, big tech earnings, big ones are reporting after the close. I think Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, I think all of them report after the close. I may have missed one, but a lot of big tech earnings coming out after the close. This is going to be a pretty volatile day for sure. So starting off range bound, looking to buy weakness, sell strength. Same as before, watching these lower areas, the 71. These lower areas down at the 70, 75 and 70, 85. Right at the bottom end of my F2 screen. Those are the turning points. That would be a concern if they start taking that out. Other than that, I would just trade this as a range bound market right now. I would look to buy against the 71, 65s, the 45s, 35s, 20s, 7100, 7085, and 7075 for rotations up. I would look to sell strength against the 7085s, sorry, 7185s, 7200s, 7210s for rotations back down. Maybe up to 7220s. They probe there for a bit, but when you start getting up there, yeah, and we look for short setups against it. Until the caveat is always this: one of these days you're going to get the move out of the middle to the upside, and that's the time they blood bust through the highs. Now, it doesn't need to happen soon. It could be happening any day, but or it could just meandering around and then pull back a bit, and then you don't have that clear next retest of the highs. But eventually they're going to bust through it, and that's going to be some piece of news which causes that to happen. So looking to sell strength against the 71.85, 7200s, 7210s for rotations down up to the 7220s potentially. They're going to buy weakness 71.65, 45s, 35s, 20s, 7100, 70, 85, and 70, 75s for rotations up again. Now on the lower end of this range, these are the support areas to pay attention to. Put it on the F1 because I think it's worth looking at in the bigger picture. So that's where we are. So that's the ES to get started. Looking at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ right now is also way up here in new territory, 27.5. From being way down, that retracement trade and this rally was nothing but spectacular. They backed off a little bit, but we got some range to go before we hit that 26,500. That's the area to pay attention to. Anything up here, I would say, I would stay on the long side. Even it looks like it's backing off a lot. It's still a lot of range to work with, and we'll see where they start settling in. Right now, it looks like they cut off the buying at 27,500, backing off, looking for a spot to cut off the selling. And then we're going to enter stage 3 on the profile for the NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ hasn't quiet. I mean, they did another move higher just recently. That's why that's why it's still in stage 2. You can see that's your second move out of the middle right there. And if that one keeps going higher, well, that one is the one which potentially could settle in. So I can leave it like that. It may get a little bit clearer, right? So this was a small move out of the middle. They kind of stalled here at the 26,700s. And have a second one here right up here to the 27,500s. That's one which got cut off. So we have a potential congestion area right here at the 27,000s, which could be interesting. We'll see if that's going to turn into something or not. But right now, I'd look to sell strength against the 27,300s, 350s, 420s, 450s, up to the 500s for rotations down. I'm going to buy weakness against the 27,180s, 27,090, 27,000, and then maybe 950 below it. So that's kind of the immediate range we're looking at. So on the 27, 180, 90s, 27 even, and then 27, 950 for rotations up. Looking for shorts against the 27, 300s, 350s, 420s, 450s, 490s, rotations back down again, or 490 to 500s up here. So that's a NASDAQ. Both are in pretty good shape, even they backed off pretty good. So question is really what happens today after the initial news here, the rainy situation throughout the day. We had Fed announcement at 2, and then we had a conference, and then we'll tech earnings after they close. A lot of stuff happening today. And then finally, on the bond side of things, so on the bond side, we're looking at a pretty range-bound market. As usual, they have been drifting lower, and I would just trade it as such. So I would trade it range-bound with a slight bias to the downside, favor the short side. So if they trade up here looking for shorts against the 13, 18 to 20s, the 22, 24s, up to the 114 evens. Rotations down, they're going to buy against support 13, 10 to 12, 13, 5, 4 to 5 here for rotations back up. And they're just drifting lower, so I wouldn't be super aggressive one way or the other, but if anything, I could favor the short side. Now, the bond market is a little bit finicky like that because sometimes it trades higher, like it trades down and trades up, and then just doesn't want to budge. So it's not like it trades back up again and then backs off right away. It reprices itself and it kind of just sits there for a while. So you have to be really patient about it. You can't if they trade up late in the session towards the highs, you don't want to take that short. If it's early on in the morning, like early on before the London close specifically, and it sets up, yeah, that would be a nice potential short at that point. But you have to be mindful about that. When you get into the latter part of the day and it's really running down to the lows or the highs, you don't want to necessarily fade it very aggressively, because you may just get stuck there, sitting there, twisting in the wind into the close. So anyway, so range bound trading, and we got the levels 13.10 to 12, 13.5 to 4 to 6. I'm going to sell strength against the 18 to 20s and the 22 to 24s here for rotations back down again. And we'll see. It's going to be moving there probably at the 2 o'clock hour. We'll see if it's going to retrace or where they're going to go from here. Right. Cryptos, not much to say about cryptos. The only thing we can, which sticks out on that right now, is that oil, as you can see, big move to the upside on oil. They're trading up from the high 90s to now to 103. But that all happened early on here. You can see that rally up. You see that big rally? Wow. Yes, it's nothing but spectacular. So 99, that's one big rally to the upside. When you get into your computer and it's already gone sideways, then it's no point of engaging it. So I haven't done much on any of these right now. Nothing yesterday, nothing overnight. So just watching it and doing some my additional testing on how it's working, and getting ready to release 862 with a couple of fixes in it, but it's not quite there yet. So not much else to say about it. CryptoSam, it's ready to go, and we're going to try to get some word out about it. I sent something out about it and make a little bit more noise about it, see if we can scare up some more business for people who want to trade Bitcoin futures. All right. Alrighty, guys, we'll leave it there for now. Back to the ES and the NASDAQ. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. This guy. Back to the ES and the NASDAQ, and then we're still just twisting in the wind. So we'll see where they're going to go from here. So, alrighty, guys, we'll wrap it there. Good trading. I'll see you back at 11:30 for the next update. See how this goes. Alrighty, guys, later.